Federation's food security.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. The thing the thing that bothers me about this is that we put together a whole monkey task force and all they come up with is shoot them.
A monkey task force sounds so funny.
It's so funny. It's so funny until you're a farmer. Then it's only like a
Yeah, like something needs to be done.
The name is funny, not what they're doing.
Like, dude, even in my yard, like, watch it, right?
So what do you recommend?
I'm not on the monkey task force.
May I ask you that? You make recommendations as it relates to traffic. You're the police officer.
No, but what I'm saying is that
I'm talking about in your mind. What do you think is a good idea?
I
never thought about it.
No,
Okay.
it's not that I haven't thought about it. I just don't have enough information and experience. Like, for instance, in my yard, my father, like, I don't know where he get it from.
You got trapped.
He got this thing that emits like high frequency sound, right? It is the most annoying thing, and I don't think it bothers him because he will. So he don't hear it.
Yes,
He can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
And it does. He turn it on like minutes to 6 in the morning, and it wake me up and it drives me crazy until I leave the house.
So we're using that. So what's next?
Right. so but that's what I'm saying. So like there's different things being tried and thing. I don't know how effective it is.
Oh,
He says it's effective in terms of like.
I think he does like he like a 9-year-old. He can't hear it.
Yeah.
Is Yuki trying to get out the
Everybody can
house?
hear me, though.
Is Yuki trying to get out the house, not the monkey?
Yeah. As a matter of but no, he does say that the run away when you put them on and so. But one of the other things I was thinking about was can we bother, especially the farms, with something that deters the monkeys? Like I don't know.
Electric fence.
Electric fence has its own drawbacks, right? See, my issue with the shooting thing is it doesn't feel like there's a real plan to it. It's like, okay, we gotta do something.
Let's kill
Okay,
them.
so if we're killing them, what are we reducing the population to? Where are they getting those numbers? Is there a number? Anybody even thought about that? Are we just going to shoot some monkey today and then see how we work? Like, to me, that ain't going to change nothing. Shooting all the monkey them in one place. Look, you could shoot all the monkeys them in town. The amount of monkeys still all over the island.
That's true.
Like, the amount of monkeys in St.
Several thousands.
Yeah.
Several tens of thousands.
So
That's
That's
a
what
lot of shooting.
so that's
Boss.
it, like let's so.
No matter talk about they hug them up like
But you know,
New
they
Road
just
and Gillard
saying-
Meadows
they
and
just
so.
said that there's more monkeys in St. Kitts than
Used to
people.
be.
So, who they probably you put them in over Booby Island, a sanctuary.
before you say that,
Oh,
you guys
Marco.
saw this video. You guys saw
Yes.
this video of this guy. He had this monkey with his hands behind his back
Yep.
and scuffing the monkey.
Slapping the monkey.
Yeah, I saw the video.
I saw it.
Like, I was the only person that disturbed.
I was very disturbed. I didn't find it funny.
Amali was smiling. Zamali was not
I didn't
disturbed.
find it
Not
funny.
funny at all.
Amali found it very
That's
funny. Apparently.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was telling you. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Did the man cut out the goat head?
oh well, that there was just
That disturbed
traumatic. You little. I think you just showed me that there.
But first time I saw it, it was traumatic for me. But the second time, after a while, I was just like,
No, but you
That's
see,
not-
but
that's
no,
not them.
but see that there is an assumption there that the goat is then being used for sustenance and that it was killed in a way that it didn't feel any pain. Okay, right? Shooting a monkey don't mean you kill it. And then we're not shooting it for sustenance. We're shooting it because we consider it a nuisance when we are the one trying to use like its natural habitat to feed ourselves. So it's kind of. But what I'm saying, but
must be.
but what-
So you're saying that there must be more scientific research to determine the best way forward in terms of dealing
But
with
if you have a monkey task force, we would hope so. Now, if you're trying to tell me that the monkey task force has exhausted all options and all options lead to just shoot them, well, even if that's the case, then there must be some goal in mind. You understand? You can't just be like, hey, you know what?
we should have someone from the class who come in and talk to us.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
good.
But something needs to be done. Like the farmers, them balling out, yo. Not even just the farmers, them like people, just regular citizens.
Yeah.
Right now, we're pushing people to do more backyard farming and that kind of thing. But the monkey going with everything.
And our girl tell me the other day, sometimes she can't sleep at night, a monkey and she was dancing.
But monkeys getting bold, yeah.
Yeah.
Monkeys jumping in people's car when you turn on your car in the morning. You come back to go walk and the monkey in your driver's seat like it's your chauffeur.
But that's, and the thing is, to a lot of
That's happened to you?
people that get damaged
In Canada.
cars and they don't know why. And most of the time it's from monkeys. Like, they will damage your windshield wipers. Some cars have the rear windshield wiper. The monkeys will grab it and swing on it and break it off. And, so it's not that people are damaging your cars, sometimes it's monkeys.
Ain't like a sheep. Anyway, we have a call. Caller, welcome. Hello?
Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
welcome, my friend.
Yes, good morning, my friend. First, let me tell you, okay, let me deal with the monkey. Now, the monkey, them is there, and back when I was a kid, I know they used to sporadically go up in the hill and shoot the monkey. If the monkey is becoming a problem, maybe they need to go back up in the hills and plant stuff up there to keep them in the hill. Because, come on, I saw last year when I was home for February, some monkey all down by the burying ground. When I was growing up, the only monkeys used to sit down there when people have one in a cave.
Yeah, the monkeys are
Now
in
you
town
see
now.
they practically want to come shopping with you in town. But anyway, let me tell you what grind my gear.
Tell me.
Because when I was holding on the phone, listening to you guys, and what grind my gear is that I'm watching you guys and I'm on the phone and y'all talking, and Winner FM is telling me your call is first in line.
So we going
let me
yesterday.
tell you, I've been on the phone for before y'all went commercial. I stayed on there for the whole commercial. So you see, and another, but I'm gonna deal with the other thing. What grind my gears next Thursday on when grind my gears come around. I won't deter. But any case, have a blessed day, my friend.
All right, thank you, my friend. And you there with us every day. So, but yes, so when we're on breaks, we don't take calls because then we have to allow the entire break to pass through to play the sponsors commercials, so we can't cut the break short to come back to the call. We have another call. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I think you guys are doing a really wonderful, nice program, right? You can hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, I'm going to say first what I will say last. One of your, it wasn't your last caller, tuning late, but there was someone calling trying to say a lot of nice things about the police force. First, I truly believe there are police officers in the force who mean well, who are willing to do the right thing. But I think one of the problems right now, I think the police have to engage into something very serious. They need to get together and try to see if they could gain back their integrity, see if they could gain back their respect and good morals, confidentiality, community policing. I mean, these are things I really believe right now the police should, because I can tell you the police has lost their respect. I would think it's a nearest. And this is something I believe that I got to work on. I have had at least 4 bad experience where in the first case I had to report something. Without calling names, one time I was in the country, I called a particular station. You could have heard that people was in the background, like civilians and kids and so on. The police happens to recognize my voice. And she called my name. Man, that shit, man, listen. My body get cold because I was about to report something, and to me it was something big. You know, it probably will have been a big boss or something. That's the only way I can put it. And the officer called me name because the officer recognized my voice. And I've had other experience. The confidentiality and the police that you have today is not like the police in the past. I think the police today is just, they get a job just to collect a check. So they have a serious image and they need to take care of that image. I know the police call in and paint a nice picture that the police do everything and they teach a lot of different things. But I think that is far from the issue what you guys was talking about. That has nothing to do with what you guys was talking about before. So the police need to do that. They really need to get serious and teaching these young policemen and women how to be a good police. I had about 3 bad experience and I don't trust the police. For instance, even if I see something happening in front of me, There is no one who I have confidence who I could call. Who I might have called is they either leave the force, they either done that, or they either gone away. But right now, it's hard for me to lift up the phone and see something and call the police because I have had cheap bad experience over and over. Lastly, look at the amount of people that gunned down in the past. And gentlemen, we are not stupid. A lot of it come from leaks. A lot of it come from leaks from the police force because it's being said. That ain't not new. That ain't new news. So I say that they don't have police in the force, but they have. If I read out the bad ones, and the bad ones them do something, you still see them in uniform. You catch what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If they used to take steps, that alone could have caused a little confidence in the public. They say, boy, if a police do this, if a police do that, boy, they're going to fire them and so on. But you still see them every day and so on. So that's all I wanted to say. But you guys are having a good program and it's a really nice program. Very, very educational. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
This still crack me up that people call us educational.
Boy, as if somebody met me yesterday and told me that they spoke to you and they told you that they will classify the show as one that is, what did he say? Respectfully irreverent. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I said, thank you, sir. I think that's a compliment.
I mean, the word's big enough.
It was. But yeah, but apparently, you know, the Monkey Task Force has been doing some work and in terms of research and thing.
Let me ask you, what y'all think the goal should be? Like with the monkeys, like what the goal should be? The goal should be to eradicate them, bring down the numbers, find a way to coexist. What do you think the goal should be? Because to me, I think that's one of the issues. We're going based on what the problem is. So we know what the problem is. The main problem
is that farmers are being overrun.
Yeah, the farmers them can't farm. Mm-hmm. Like
and they're losing.
It's to the point.
And they're losing hundreds of thousands in crops annually.
Bro, they cannot farm.
Yeah.
So
you put on a crop. The crop ain't even get a chance to grow. The monkeys pull it up.
And the monkey just come bite one and just take one bite and try it down. And
you know, if they pull it up, they bite it.
My question is, if the task force is intending on solving it by shooting monkeys. Because from what I understand, and it is alleged that there are approximately 60,000 monkeys on the island in the Federation, right? How long is it going to take to shoot enough monkeys to eradicate the problem of the farmers not being able to farm?
So what I'm also
that's
hearing
going to be several years of shooting.
What I also hear is that we have to fire
monkeys,
like 30,000 bullets. We have to fire like 30,000 bullets to
not
get
just that,
cut the population
most of the
in
monkey
half.
colonies live in remote parts of the rainforest that we can't even get to easily.
But
and they come down, they traverse to hunt and then go back up in the hill.
But the thing about it, right, Amali, one of the callers said it there. The monkeys have never be coming down like that. It's because we have been more and more encroaching and they're finding it difficult to find food. That they're coming down further and further into the civilian territory. Like that's kind of what happening, eh? Like when I was small, we had a lot of monkeys and things. Then there's something to come down in your yard like this. Now they lie on your wall, welcome you,
and
they
that's
come
the thing
home.
too. If they saw you, they scattered. If they saw you, they scattered. Now if they see you, they're gonna sit down and watch
Because they
you.
come accustomed. They come accustomed to interacting with humans.
I remember when I was small, the only time I'd see a monkey is if you're going on the peninsula.
When you cross the
look a
road.
monkey.
Yeah, it was a thing. When you say monkey, it was like it was a thing.
No, monkeys and Port Zante chilling in Pampers.
But I'm trying to figure out what's like that's what I'm saying. What's the end goal? Like what are we trying to achieve? When what we're trying to achieve, then
I guess when we find who in charge and they come in, and the person can think.
Because then, like once we answer that question, I'm sure the options will present themselves.
And of course, based on the article and the request from the agriculture department, they do recognize that this thing is dangerous. Like if you're going up in the hills and just shooting around and so.
From what I understand, from what I understand, this is just one of the avenues in which they're dealing with the issue.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
because
saying.
this is the most dangerous one, they advise the public. But the rest of them ain't dangerous, they're just doing what they got to do.
Yeah, I think that it needs to be understood.
What the plan is.
What the plan is, what the goal is, and I do, and for me, yes, the thought of just indiscriminately shooting animals because they're a nuisance to you, doesn't feel right. But at the same time, my bigger concern is people running around with guns, shooting in the hills.
Well, let's don't go up there, so. Megan up there, yo?
No.
Not today.
Not today for sure. Not today for sure. Oh boy. Megan, I guess today.
No.
Us.
Nobody studying us?
Me. I used to guess.
You want to be interviewed, Jade?
Come over here.
Tell us about your Pimp Chronicles.
Come over here. We'll interview about your tenure.
Well, we don't
have another call?
have this. Yeah, have
Yeah,
this call.
we'll take the last call and we'll jump to a break. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
The concerning the monkey population, this thing been going on for many years, so we don't expect to curtail it in 1 or 2 years. It's going to take time. I think they need to do some kind of way they could sterile some of them to do the control. Maybe if they catch females and they want to put them back in the population, probably they need to give them some kind of birth control where they can reproduce and maybe entrap them and do some shipping, send them overseas for research, and planting more crops up in the hills, because most of them came down into our society, into our areas because of lack of food in the mountains. Because after hurricanes, a lot of the crops would have been destroyed in the mountains, and they don't have food. And then a lot of areas that used to have a lot of monkeys, like in Cedar Grove, there are now housing developments.
Yeah.
So it's like you take over the territory, they don't have anywhere to go, and like instinct of an animal, they will come. So it's just control. And if it was control earlier when people were crying out, it wouldn't come to this.
Right.
It was allowed to
get out of hand.
Get out of hand.
Yeah.
Negligence of the agriculture department. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, caller. But yeah, that's something we see happening all around the world. We are taking land and resources from wild animals, and when they have nowhere else to go and they start venturing into areas that we've claimed, we are a bit confused. And what are they doing here?
You ain't supposed to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but I was where I was supposed to be.
right, where they were peacefully existing.
Y'all come up there, go disturb me, and now I
we
come
knocked
nowhere,
down.
y'all upset?
We knocked down all the trees to build roads. Then we knocked down some more trees to put up some houses. And,
Look here. But you see that thing that the caller said? I was so surprised with the price that people overseas pay for the monkeys. Now, whether or not the government wants to engage in that kind of activity.
Exporting monkeys?
Exporting monkeys for, let's say, clinical research and stuff like that. That could be an argument there, but at the same time, you're shooting them anyway.
It's the same thing.
You're shooting them anyway.
It's
What I'm saying is, like, people, the moral.
No, because normally for research they want them alive.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So people might say, though, the monkeys are going over here to suffer a life of torture and be injected with all kind of things, and they know what happened with them and that kind of thing.
That's okay. Somebody
Right.
gotta do it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but you can't really
It's
because
either-
we're
need to
shooting them anyway.
understand.
So it's
Right.
either that or they will be shot. So
People need to understand, right? And I hate people with this. If you feel like about animals and testing and things, don't take no drugs. People need to understand that the reason why they're able to take paracetamol and Advil and penicillin and all them things is because they were tested before on animals like monkeys before you could take it. So if you feel that way, don't take no drugs. You feel sick, just lay down your bed and drink water.
Or
Me want hear
tea.
about
Tea.
ginger
Drink some
ale
bush
and
tea, don't take no drugs. When you go up to JNF and you step on a piece of galvanized, don't take no penicillin shot.
Tetanus.
When your child has been acting up and so, don't give them the inhaler, let them dead. See, that's how you feel about testing drugs on animals. It has to be done,
No.
and there must be a balance.
But you see, part of the thing is that there's different types of testing too, and so what you find happening is that there are some organizations that would say, this is the level that we test at, boom, 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 the whatever the health of the animal is whatever. And then there's some people who just like indiscriminately just like kill them and then toss them, kill them and then toss them, kill them and then toss them.
Yes.
So I think that is where a lot of the pushback comes from. But like I said, we shooting them anyway.
Organizations and so the pushback is just using them in the period.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a bit heavy-handed to me. Like how is it supposed to? Okay, you come let me test it on you then. You come let me inject you with this thing and hope that it cures.
What you don't have.
We don't have. Let's hope it does. I mean, but that's an avenue. That's an avenue. I mean, we can send them away for research. We can export them to countries who use them as fine dining cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There are countries that have monkey as.
But once we start doing that, what's gonna happen?
The same thing that happened with sending for research. People gonna abuse.
No. I was talking about we can literally start to rear them, to farm
monkeys,
them.
Farm monkeys.
We're gonna start to farm them. If we do that, we're gonna start to farm them because the 60,000 omega.
Gonna go down in.
Don't just so.
But that's the thing too, and that's the thing too. The Kitishan population, they do eat monkeys. If it is locally known as tree mutton. So
I was just gonna say that. We'll do it. Is to develop a brand for monkeys from St. Kitts. And you say just like a wagyu beef, only a certain amount of wagyu beef catalog budget every year, and you gotta place your order like years in advance for this and thing. Do it like that. So,
but we have to first create the demand.
Yeah, we have to
create the demand.
But that's still a lie.
No, they don't cure cancer.
No.
Okay.
That the monkey is actually worth 5,000 US for one.
Oh yeah, people ain't eat it just because.
Just because. Have you ever had that tree mutton from St. Kitts? I had it once in Paris. It was absolutely phenomenal. It's 600 US.
Absolutely divine.
Per serving. And they only serve it at this restaurant twice a year, on Christmas and then again on Thanksgiving. You gotta create them kind of stupid kind of little.
Yeah, demand. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the diamond industry, for example, who tell you, who somehow convince the world that, when you're buying an engagement ring, you need to be like 3 years salary or something,
Well, it's supposed to be 25% of your annual salary, I think. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, 25% of your annual salary if you're not doing that.
So no, woman, when they get a ring, it's like, what is here be? And away doesn't it?
Not only that, diamonds are so plentiful, right?
The diamonds are actually worthless.
Yeah, they just be on the ground and so you just pick.
Diamonds are as valuable as cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
But
they've created the demand and the market.
Not just that, these companies actually have diamonds in vaults locked away just because if they're in public, the value gonna drop.
Yeah, they have to create the supply.
You have to create the mystery.
The
mystery around it.
They mine 10,000 diamonds this year. And 9,000 in a vault.
Yeah.
We only got 1,000 diamonds this year, so why gonna do?
Yeah.
It's so much for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to then you come up with the situation. We out of diamonds, but if you want us to go in the vault, you got to pay.
Exactly, those are the reserves.
Those are the reserves. So if you want reserve, you have to pay reserve money. So you would have pay 1,000 for it in the store, but looking at the fact I have to go ask the 7 people to use their vault key. No, you're talking 10,000. Because no one person can open the vault. It takes 7 at once, and all them kind of things. So then you create the demand and the mystery around it, and suddenly your price skyrocket.
Let me ask you a question. If you give a special lady a piece of jewelry, cubic zirconia, and she calls you out on it with anger, does that change your view of that lady?
I would ask these questions way before I even reach that stage of the woman.
I think
No. You could ask these questions, but I think depending on the situation. Yeah, depending on the situation. For instance, if I buy you a ring for Christmas or whatever, like she might be a woman who doesn't really it look good, and not only that, these little diamonds are fall out and so when you fall out, we ain't wait anymore anyway. So okay, but then we come to that wedding ring or the engagement ring. That baby real. Like I've seen videos where women get their wedding rings appraised and find out it's
really fake.
That is cubic zirconia as opposed to a real diamond. And the level of rage that bubbles up when the jeweler tells them, "Oh yeah, it's a very nice ring."
$18.
I think it's more about the deception than anything. I think if
deception.
I think if the individual, I think if the woman knew, hey, we're not in a very financially sound situation, and let's do a cheap option right now,
because
that's okay. But I feel like if you just give a.
The problem is, like Amali said,
that's why
we've created this thing where, as it relates to wedding rings, it is perceived that the amount that the man is willing to spend on the wedding ring somehow reflects on the value of the woman.
The relationship too, yeah.
Like, and so if you didn't spend a lot of money, then I obviously don't mean a lot to you. And what's the name of that thing? It's I know this. It's a thing that Like, it's something in human nature. It doesn't only happen with the ring. It's, I look for it on the break. I can't, like, again to me that I can't remember the actual term. But one of the things where we feel we need to basically, it's just some kind of signal where we have to basically, it's like if you do something that everybody could do, then it means that whatever didn't really mean anything. So you have to do something that shows that, you know, I have to go above and beyond to prove to people that that you are somehow worth whatever, right? Like, it's something that humans do. Like, I don't know. We really just chimps running around anyway. So,
but I remember. I'll take a break. But I remember when me and my son with this guy proposing to a lady at the beach, and it's like the cameraman was like under the water, above the water at the same time. So you're seeing the legs and under the water. And then you see him giving her the ring above the water at the same time, and then seagulls are flying, and then fishes are under the water and so. And then him say, look at this guy like being extra. Now we got to go to propose to woman on Mars.
Yeah. Yep.
So see here, the monkey conversation, YouTube is saying, you know, you can make tree mutton an attraction, reduce the monkey population, bring more revenue. And then someone else is saying, St. Croix had the same problem with deers, killed them for meat until the population dropped, and now they're trying to get the numbers back up. So it's a situation of like as him say, you eat them, the numbers gonna drop, and then you're struggling to maintain them because the demand is there.
That's why Amali is saying is make it exclusive.
Somebody is asking if
man.
monkeys could catch COVID.
Probably.
I don't know, probably because pets can. You think pets can? I think dogs can.
Yeah.
I think
so
pets
can,
can, but
yeah, man, it's 5,000 years for a monkey.
No, I think it's something like that right now, actually. 6,000 easy. I think like 6,000 easy. People pay up to 6,000 for monkeys. So I've heard. Yeah.
Who paying that for monkey?
You'll be surprised.
Maybe restaurants and so?
No. No, but I know, you know, there's people that trap monkeys and then take them to certain places.
But ain't that much money? Is it $200 for one?
$200 for a monkey?
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Locally, to cut them all by the people them over there to resort. I mean, asking you?
No, but
You mean overseas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I need to find those people because I have several in my backyard. And if I just send them 2 monthly, I don't have to work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I can send them 10 monthly.
Will there ever come a point where they say stop? Like, this is too much?
Hopefully not. I'll just find somebody else let them.
Hey.
Anyway, we gotta take a break.
Yes, we're going to take a break.
We have to pause for where you gone. We have to pause for our cause. We'll be right back after these important messages.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
When they start them there, we are top man, we take charge. Have no drink and we are shell down cars. Blast like a star with some gallopar. Overdo it, we take it too far. Take charge.
We are hot gal, we set the trend. Magnum we drink for the top man them. Wine with the styling, no stop from spend. Hot blend, back bend, and take charge.
Magnum tonic wine, for the real star them. Take charge. Must be 18 or older, drink responsibly.
Right now I can't fall and I come here to see the gal them. Got a pretty one hooking me and I have no problem. So I said the grinding until I go send attention. Then she tell me she thirsty, I think you could tell me. She want water, inside of the bath. Right now she feeling dehydrated. I said she want water, this water, inside of the bath. Right now she feeling dehydrated. Yeah, lick your lips like you're thirsty. Bend your back and you're 630. If I wave then your body surfing, you know you're surfing, just keep it twerking. Professional or you're working. Lift up your foot like somebody searching. You with your body like me a surgeon. We keep it open for the insertion. And then a Juve man and I come just to check that vibes. See a girl from far and she want know the SK life. But the sun well beating up and she ready for go jump and wine. Temperature rise, she asks for the island purify. She want water, water, inside the deep. Right now she feeling dehydrated. Right now she feeling dehydrated. I say she want water, this water, inside the deep. Right now she feeling dehydrated. Right now she feeling dehydrated. Yeah, makes sense I broke out the pipe then. Wet up yourself from the fire hydrant. Well, when you're walking and lose me silence. The way you're stylish, we can't abide it. Makes sense you broke in a fight them. Collect that touch like it is a stipend. Jiggle your body like say you're violent. Me swear your eyelid can't wait to sign it. Because señorita, you come here to live your life. But if a chance you get, you run go check the water pipe. If you get a well lip in it, if the water run you sipping it, bend your back and you're hipping it just like it. Ketan, she said, bien venido. Listen up, when me talk, me amigo. I come here to get the sweetest agua. When make me want dance, we think of salsa. We ready for mass, we think of ultra. Better know fitting is we culture. This is the first time that I met you. Come and make me introduce you to water, water. Inside the deep, right now she feeling dehydrated. Right now she feeling dehydrated. I say she want water, this water. Inside the deep, right now she feeling dehydrated.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Amali, and we are back. But let's jump into...
Thank you, Kevon. It's good to be here.
Yes, you're welcome. So let's jump into a headline regarding the police and a current investigation. So the police are investigating a sexual assault incident. You okay?
The mic wasn't moving.
Oh. So the police are investigating an incident which occurred, including a female juvenile who was sexually assaulted in the Bastia area on November 30th, 2020. Investigations so far have revealed that sometime before midday on Monday, a male assailant held the female around her throat from the back and took her to an abandoned house where he physically and sexually assaulted her. The assailant then fled the scene. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. The police are making a special appeal to people and persons anywhere who might have information regarding the incident to please contact the Special Victims Unit by dialing 465-2241 and extension 4252. The SVU can also be reached via cell phone at 662-7077. You can also contact the nearest police station or call the crime hotline at 707, where information can be given anonymously. This is something we were talking about basically for like the last week and a half. And here we have a situation again.
Why? I don't know.
Honest, but just to speak to the situation at hand, let's be sensitive and mindful of what's happening. Yes, we want to catch a perpetrator, but we also have to bear in mind that there's someone that was affected by this. So let's...
People, family.
The entire family and the individual was affected by this. So let's take some time to be mindful and cautious with the words that we choose to use, the broadcasts we decide to send, and the pictures and videos and whatever else that we might have to send around. It's not, there's never a time for it, to be honest. So let's be mindful.
That's the thing I can't understand, G.
And nobody see that?
Hide. Like,
Midday.
what is it that makes someone feel that they could do something
feel
like that?
entitled to someone in that way?
But and get away with it. This is one of the things that makes criminals. Like, we need to start doing things to improve the conviction rate. Whether it's the public need to start cooperating with the police more, like police need to take more.
There are things that can be done. Yeah. And one of those, I remember time I was talking to somebody and they were describing, it could have been Uncle Dwyer, and I think he was describing the network of cameras that exists in London. No, I think he was here. Anyway, right? And the person was saying that from the center of downtown London up to, I think it's a few miles outside of the city, there is no street and no corner that isn't covered by security cameras. That you can't go nowhere, and this laying on blind spots and things like that, up to a certain point outside the city. And as a result, the conviction rate in terms of crimes down in the area and so has decreased significantly. Also, there's a company somewhere in the US that has a plane. It's a Cessna, and the Cessna is equipped with several high-definition, long-distance video cameras, and the plane is in the sky almost 24 hours a day, recording constantly, and it covers, I think, a significant radius. And using that plane, they were able to increase convictions by some stupid amount of percent because they basically seen everything from the sky come down. So all the robberies, all the sexual assaults, all the shoots, the hit and runs, everything, everybody going in jail. Everybody going in jail. But there needs to be something.
Something needs to be put in place. Because, this happens high day on a Monday. So midday.
No,
while there might be two situations of there not being enough traffic on the road to enough eye traffic on the road because of work, it also happened high day, and that alone is the fact that it happened alone is an issue. The fact that it was successfully carried out at midday.
Imagine we're telling our young children, don't be out too late because it's dark and
midday is susceptible.
Imagine you feel safe sending your child to school,
bro.
Go on lunchtime,
bro. And probably going home for lunch,
walking to or from home
or whatever. Well, who knows? But it don't even I don't want to talk about this yet, to be honest. I don't want to talk about this. My hope is just that the perpetrator is about to justice.
Yeah, and again, if you have any information, please report the information to the authorities. Please report the information to the authorities and not send it on WhatsApp, because you are not sure if the person you are sending information you have is linked to the perpetrator.
No, but it don't matter. WhatsApp
exactly. WhatsApp is not this is not the place to send information.
Road, no.
Send if you have any information, not no hearsay, chitter chat. Report to the police. I think we have a call. We have the call. Caller, good morning.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes, good morning again. Don't y'all have cameras on the streets down there?
On some streets, not all.
Well, they need to put them on all the streets, because like up here, my husband works in a town called Mount Vernon, New York, and there isn't a corner that don't have a camera on it. You take a step you step out your house, you're on camera in Mount Vernon, and my husband is an electrician, so he has his service. The company he worked for going to the station where these cameras are manned. And so he have the opportunity to go in there and see how these things are set up. I mean, there's a thing that they need to come out with some cameras, because now that poor child is traumatized. That poor child going to need some therapy. The family going to need some therapy. I mean, it is just terrible that people have to go through these things. I mean, just yesterday, we were talking about the girls. Y'all said think it's a strip club, so that means they have strip club. They have some ladies of the night down there. Go pay and leave the little children, let them strive.
Yes.
But my prayer is that God will strengthen the family and this child will get the help that she needs to overcome this trauma.
Indeed.
You have a blessed day.
All right, you too. Jade. Jade over there?
No, that's Vince.
Jade just abandoned post by and said she got nothing. Wow. We have another call. Caller. Welcome. Caller, you're live.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Yeah, the scenario you painted in London is surprising. What is surprising is that I thought they would be more advanced than to be using a Cessna. I'm sure you're aware that.
No. The Cessna wasn't in London. The London one was a network of closed circuit cameras in the city. The Cessna was an experiment conducted over a state in the US. Cambridge State it was.
It was a private company.
A private company, yeah.
I'm sure you're aware of the technology that.
Hello?
All the time, whereby a satellite can literally read an area. And the audio you can pick up. And, I guess it's a military style thing.
Right.
Really clamp down on crime and so on. I mean, it's not really that difficult with the technology we have. Certain things and so on.
So we're having trouble
We're
hearing
having
you.
trouble hearing you. I don't know if your microphone.
Yeah, I think it's my location. That's
Okay.
calling from a cell phone. But in a nutshell, it's commendable that the crime has dropped significantly. Even without all these cameras being functional or fully functional, it kind of speaks to the intelligence or maybe the police or powers that have, the wherewithal to know who was committing the crime, mitigate in whatever ways they can, and deal with the issue in a non-violent way. Yes, there are some issues surrounding how it's done, but when last you heard that they had a murder, I think that's commendable in any shape or form.
Yeah.
So, but this rape thing, I don't know what's going on there. It really doesn't make any sense. I agree totally with the caller before. If you want to do whatever, you pay and you go.
So you think we need to have legalized prostitution here?
Those, well, that's another issue. Eh?
No, it's actually the same one.
Mama's going to convene and so on, and there's some powerful people behind that. But when it comes to kids of any age under 16 or the age of consent, that's a serious issue that I have a concern.
Bro.
All right.
Yeah. Watch you. No mean no. Watch. If there's no consent, it don't matter if the person is 10, 50, 65, or 107. Leave people alone. Like, yo.
It's just such a frustrating situation.
Like, you must understand, right? The pain and anguish and trauma suffered by not just the victim and their families, but you could imagine the people in these communities that have their children going to school on a daily basis and have to now worry.
Especially the ones who don't have a choice.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they go work early and the children have to walk to school. Like they ain't got a chance.
And let's and again, and I hate when people get upset when we try to offer suggestions as to ways to try and mitigate against these kind of risks, because there's no excuse for the actions. Let's put that out there. But if this is what's happening, if we have these sickos running around the place, then we have to find ways in which we could help and protect
and guard the children.
And guard children. So, I would love advice. Have children walk in groups as they go to school in the morning. Holds everybody accountable. That kind of, like, these are the things we have to get back to. We have to put these things in place because we recognize that there are some dark-minded individuals that live among us.
Yeah.
Man.
It's ridiculous. And then, we spent basically the entire week last week and this week talking about it. We had an activist who came to talk about it, talking about the registry. And now if this perpetrator is caught, which I hope happens very fast, then what?
No, they prosecuted to the full extent of the law, right? And hopefully the laws reflect the severity of the crime, right? Like,
Listen, we have a call?
We have a call, right?
We'll take this last caller for the day. Caller, welcome.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
There's a good message for the young man who committed this crime. His best friend right now is the police. So I think that he should just go straight to the police station or wherever police is and tell the officer, please take me. Because that is the best and the safest place for him. Don't do these things to our children. Our position is to protect our women and children, and he just can't do that. Have a good day. Oh, by the way, one thing before you go. The monkey business. We are buying fish from other islands, and so therefore we have monkey to sell. Monkey meat is the quickest thing that is selling on the market. You have a function, that's the first thing will go. So just put the party. That's really easy to monkey pressure.
It's true.
Have a good day.
It's true. Every event I go to where they serve a monkey is the first thing to finish.
But let me tell you something, right? I told you guys of the story when I went to a food festival in St. Martin, and the thing that had everybody in a frenzy was donkey meat straight out of Nevis.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a delicacy, man. There's this guy in St. Martin who's famous for it, cooking the donkey meat, and he does it in all kind of way: barbecue, stew, curry, and people was. It caught me off guard because I'm on stage working or whatever, and I just see everybody rush into this tent. The line is long and all kind of thing, and it's like when I got a chance, I went down, and there's a big sign, donkey meat, straight from Nevis. And it's like apparently like because he had to put on the straight from Nevis because that's where the good donkey meat come from.
Exactly. The straight from Nevis is a brand.
Yeah, it's a brand.
And Tree Mutton is our brand for our Velvet Monkeys. Export them, make $1. You know what? I wish I had money here.
Boss.
I would invest in these things.
Boss.
Hey.
Do you know what me tell you what the real problem is here? For Somali? The reason why we ain't like multi-billionaires yet is because we don't have access to angel investors and these kind of financial things. If you gotta go to the bank, you're gone in.
Gone in, boy.
But they ain't watching us. They ain't watching us.
We want to set up a company that exports premium monkey meat.
Premium.
To particular markets. What? What are you talking about?
Actually, you could go with a big, you never know, because we talk about confidentiality today. I think one of the problems too is that there's at least a belief that when you go to some of these financial institutions with the idea, you get denied, and then 2 weeks later, somebody cousin doing the same thing.
And with that, we ask you to have a very good day.
Mm-hmm.
Drive safely. Don't overtake your roundabout. Use the roundabout correctly. And protect our girls and our boys. Protect our children.
Protect each other.
Protect each other because it goes beyond the children too.
And educate your young children on the dangers of walking on the street. Before today, I would have said walk in the street at night. But today, now I have to just say walk in the street.
Walk in the street.
Wow.
And it's a quick comment too, because now you said that they kind of messing me, kind of trigger something. The sex offenders list is something that happens after the fact. Happens after the fact, and so we are not always able to identify who the bad people are from some. You understand? There must have been something that they've done to even be put on the list.
Yes.
And so we have a responsibility to do whatever we can, and it don't matter what you do. But we do have a responsibility to try and minimize and mitigate against these sick people. Right?
Yeah.
So, educate your children.
And educate your boys as well.
Educate your boys.
As it relates to consent and those things and so on.
And that's the thing too.
So they don't end up on the sex offender list for something stupid.
That's the thing too. You know, it's not just about educating our children on how to avoid situations like this. It's about educating our children in general, because these people were once upon a time children. And, you know, had they have gotten different information, different education, they would have probably not ended up in situations like this. So it's not just about teaching children how to stay off the roads and be safe and walk in groups. It's about teaching people what is right and wrong. Teach your children what should not happen, what no means, and all these things. Because again, you know, you have to have conversations with children. You can't just yell in their face and expect them to grow up not yelling in someone else's face too. So we have to start somewhere, because this is unacceptable and ridiculous.
Anyway, we're leaving on this somber note.
Okay.
That's what it's on, sir?
I was just gonna say, and if you are somebody who recognizes that you have these urges and inclinations,
get help.
Please get help. Please.
You will not.
And we need to create a situation where people who recognize that they have problems can go before it becomes a problem to somebody else. Right? If you are somebody who recognizes you have issues with boundaries, that have certain desires, and recognize that these are things that impact the people around you negatively, whatever it is.
And there's also like another issue. It happened to me yesterday. Well, it almost happened to me yesterday. We need to encourage our children to keep children's place. And I say that because we talked about this before as well. A friend of mine posted a photograph of a young lady yesterday. It was her birthday. Right? So I asked her who this young lady because...
She looked good?
No, yeah, she was attractive, but there was similarities in their features. So I said, who that be? Your sister, your cousin, and thing? She said, no, is my cousin. I said, which cousin? And she said, is XYZ sister. She next cousin's sister. I said, oh, she brother today? She said, yeah. And if I show you this picture here, right? So I said that she older sister? She said, no, that's she younger sister. And she cousin 20, yeah?
Oh.
I said, she younger sister? She said, yeah. I said, well, how old she be? She just make 17. And if you see the photograph.
Bro, but we had some pictures circulating a few months ago of a young lady.
Oh, and she 18 birthday?
And she 18 birthday.
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself, what is the messaging? Like, what's the message being sent here?
Yeah. Like when I was 17, girls in my class look 17. But no, the 17-year-old girls are looking like 26-year-old girls.
No, but I don't have a problem with a 17-year-old looking like a 26-year-old, you know. I have a problem with a 17-year-old doing things that 26-year-old probably would want to keep private on the Instagram.
That too.
That's my issue.
I have an issue with both. I mean, me saying in terms of her features, you can't look like an older woman. But I'm talking about the way they carry themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
It puts people like me and you in a particular situation.
Compromising
position. You might see the young lady, you know, on the beach having a beer by vibes or whatever, and you approach her, hi, good evening, thing. Next thing, as in like young girls.
Young girls, yeah. Oh,
as in ain't even know she's 16.
Oh, and remember she got beer and she hand on the strip.
Yeah.
And there's no way, like.
But you know,
and you can't just go up to her and say, hey, good night, can I see your ID, please?
That's what we said. You know, if the issue is they're in places they shouldn't be. And then half the times you can't even fuss and fret because guess what? The parent right next to them.
But the thing with
now I understand trying to sensitize your children to think, but there's something about partying with your underage child, which is it's odd to me.
That does get to me.
Last night I was on this trip. And there was a graduation from a few schools, our school, high school.
Oh yes, I heard about.
And the girls came on this trip where adults are laymen. And they look like big woman.
Yep.
But my parents sitting and eating and just like, man, this girl look nice. But it's only when he cousin pull up with his parents and
he realized what is going on.
On the tie and so too. So he said, oh, well, like, what happened? I went to a thing and so. She said, that must be graduation. That's all I was here for. They're just like, oh, see me these girls here, like 17?
17 and so 16.
Yeah. And they go on the 6-inch heels and the skin tight dresses and the makeup and the thing and the earrings and the nails and
so we need places where you could have age appropriate socialization.
Indeed.
Right? That's what we need. Okay.
And with that, you can't be everybody cup of tea because you're not a mug.
Peace.
See you tomorrow.